this is what they did in this study, is that they took 74 FDA-registered studies, of which 31% were never published, and the FDA sort of reevaluated all these studies and decided, did it support the use of antidepressants or did it not support the use of antidepressants? And this is what they found, was that if you look at the journals the way they were published, so there's almost 50 articles published on various antidepressants. So you can see that almost all the studies that were published were positive. So if you were a doctor, you'd say, wow, it is overwhelmingly positive. Like, there is clear evidence from this evidence-based medicine that antidepressants are good medications. When the FDA went back and said, let's look at all the publications, let's look at the way they were published, and we're going to make our own determination if they're good or bad, this is actually what the FDA found of the exact same trials. It's like 50-50. They don't really work. There's an equal number of studies that show that the antidepressants don't work as to show it works. But if you're looking at the journal version of it, you'd say, as an evidence-based medicine practitioner, I think this stuff really works. But in fact, it's actually a toss-up. And it's because of selective publication. So yet another way that they bias it in favor of it. So you can look at neurodegenerative diseases, for example, so discontinuation and non-publication. Well, 12% of trials were discontinued. And if you look at if they're sponsored by industry versus university-sponsored, what you see is that there's 5 times more likely to be unpublished if it's from the industry. And it's like, of course. If the industry, if Big Pharma does a study that shows that its drug is no good, it has the option of not publishing it. Why? Because it paid for it. So it simply gets rid of it. And that's how you wind up in this mess where you think that there's something very, very beneficial when it's actually not beneficial in the least.